Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So let's start with the big DiMera drama, because when is it not about the DiMeras? The summer promo drops this massive bomb that EJ is determined to carry out Stefano's vision for the family empire. And honestly, what year is it? Are we still doing this? EJ standing there, probably looking up at that ridiculous portrait of Stefano with the chess piece, thinking he is the true heir. But here is the twist. Johnny and Theo Carver are teaming up to build a better legacy. Yes, you heard that right. Johnny, who literally just survived being tied up in a burning apartment thanks to his crazy aunt, and Theo, who is currently dealing with the mind-bending reality that his mom Lexi is back from the dead. These two young guys are looking at EJ's toxic, cutthroat version of the DiMera Empire and saying, no thanks. And I love this for them. But let's be real, who actually believes this is going to end well? EJ has a literal God complex right now. Johnny and Theo are sweet guys, but they are playing in a shark tank. And speaking of sharks, let's pivot over to the Kiriakis mansion. Philip Kiriakis is apparently having a full-blown panic attack, and I don't blame him. The promo shows Philip stressing out big time because the Kiriakis clan is on the verge of losing absolutely everything. Why? Because somebody used DiMera money to pay off a massive Titan loan. What were they thinking? You do not take DiMera money. That is like rule number 1 in Salem. If you take a dime from a DiMera, they own your soul. And now Philip is realizing that EJ is probably going to call in that debt and take over Titan. Victor Kiriakis is probably rolling in his grave right now. I mean, Victor spent his entire life building that company, fighting Stefano tooth and nail, and now his heirs are just handing it over because of a bad loan? It's pathetic. But it's also classic Philip. He always gets in over his head, panics, and then makes things worse. So how are they going to fix this? Enter Kate Roberts Brady. Kate is currently in the doghouse with Roman. Like, deep in the doghouse. A few episodes ago, Roman literally banned Kate from visiting Johnny in the hospital because of her shady corporate espionage with Xander. Their marriage is hanging by a thread. But does Kate sit down and reflect? No. Kate does what Kate always does. She schemes. The promo shows Kate trying to play peacemaker and bring Philip and Xander together for the ultimate Titan battle against the DiMeras. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. Kate is trying to unite her son Philip and her partner in crime Xander. Have these two ever been in the same room without trying to rip each other's throats out? Xander is a loose cannon, and Philip is a stressed-out mess. Kate trying to wrangle them is going to be hilarious, but also a total disaster. I kind of love it though. But Kate isn't the only woman trying to manipulate Philip right now. Let's talk about Gabi Hernandez. Oh, Gabi. Gabi. She really thought she could just buy her way out of this mess. So, we know Gabi bugged Philip's office for Tony. Philip found out, was furious, and dumped her. He literally told her to pack her bags and get out. But now, thanks to some forged divorce paper proof or whatever, Gabi has secured her DiMera inheritance as Stefan's widow. She is rich again. And what does she do? She goes to Philip and tries to use her new DiMera money to fix his Titan loan problem. She probably thought she was being a savior. But Philip completely blasts her. He rejects her offer flat out. And honestly, good for him. Gabi betrayed him. You can't just throw cash at a broken trust and expect it to magically heal. Gabi always thinks she is the smartest person in the room, but she completely misread Philip here. He doesn't want DiMera money, especially not from the woman who just spied on him. It's such a messy dynamic, and I am totally here for it. Meanwhile, in a slightly quieter but still super messy corner of Salem, we have Marlena Evans doing what she does best, interrogating people under the guise of therapy. The summer preview shows Marlena in her office, sitting across from Kat Green. Marlena asks Kat, flat out, if her connection to EJ is personal or professional. Boom. I love Marlena. She doesn't have time for games. Kat has been hovering around EJ, reading him books while he was bandaged up, acting all mysterious. And Rafe has Kat spying on EJ to figure out his medical secrets. But Kat is definitely catching feelings, or at least playing a very dangerous game of seduction with EJ. Marlena sees right through it. And maybe I'm being too harsh on Kat. I mean, she did help take down Clyde, but she also pretended to be Abigail and traumatized little Thomas. So yeah, I don't trust her. And Marlena definitely doesn't trust her. I wonder if Kat will actually tell Marlena the truth, or just spin another web of lies. Probably the lies. Okay, let's get to the really juicy stuff. Lexi Carver. She is awake, she is out of the secret tunnel, and she is already dealing with DiMera drama. The promo teases some major tension between Lexi and KRISTEN. I can only imagine how this goes down. Lexi has always been the moral compass of the DiMera family, well, mostly. And KRISTEN is. KRISTEN. Unhinged, dangerous, and completely selfish. Lexi wakes up after being dead for a decade and finds out her brother EJ is playing God, and her sister KRISTEN is still a total psychopath. I really hope Lexi just slaps her. The fans on social media have been begging for Lexi to put KRISTEN in her place, and it looks like we might actually get it. Lexi is not going to put up with KRISTEN's nonsense, especially since Lexi is probably going to find out that her cure from EJ's experimental drug might not even be permanent. The stress of dealing with KRISTEN is the last thing Lexi needs right now. But the tension between Lexi and KRISTEN is nothing compared to the absolute explosion between EJ and KRISTEN. You guys, the promo shows EJ screaming at the top of his lungs at KRISTEN. You tried to kill my son. Chills. Literal chills. We all know KRISTEN recruited that unstable teenager Sophia Choi to take out Johnny. Sophia locked Johnny in his apartment, sprayed him with mace, and lit a match. Johnny survived. Thank God. But KRISTEN crossed a line that you just do not cross. You don't go after EJ's kids. EJ and KRISTEN have always had a toxic sibling rivalry, but this is war. EJ is going to destroy her. And honestly, part of me is cheering for EJ here. KRISTEN has gotten away with way too much for way too long. She stole Sarah's baby. She brainwashed people. She killed people. And now she tried to burn her own nephew alive? She is sick. I don't see how she gets out of this one. And poor Johnny. He just can't catch a break. He survives a fire. His wife Chanel is dealing with a terrifying breast cancer diagnosis while pregnant. And now the promo shows him getting caught up in something he wants absolutely no part of. The voiceover says he's snooping around offices and trying to help solve a public health crisis involving tainted drugs. Tainted drugs? Is this EJ's Versivix drug hitting the black market? Remember, EJ was planning to sell his resurrection, healing drug, to the highest bidder. If that drug is tainted and getting out into Salem, it's going to be a disaster. Johnny is a filmmaker, for crying out loud. He just wanted to make movies and love Chanel. Now he is playing corporate spy and trying to stop a public health emergency. It feels like Johnny is the only one in that family with an actual conscience right now. He is trying so hard to be a good person in a family of monsters. So, what does this all mean for the summer? It feels like the writers are finally setting up some massive consequences. Ryan Kwan is back in the writer's room, and even though we won't see his scripts for a while, it feels like the current team is trying to wrap up these long-running plots with a bang. The DiMera versus Kiriakis corporate war is reaching a boiling point. The family betrayals are getting darker. I mean, attempted murder of a nephew? That's dark even for days. I am exhausted just thinking about it, but I am also weirdly excited. I complain a lot. I know I do. But when the show hits these emotional, high-stakes beats, it reminds me why I keep watching. Will Philip save Titan? Will EJ kill KRISTEN? Will Johnny and Chanel get a happy ending? Who knows? But I will be here, drinking my coffee, and yelling at my screen all summer long. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.